Welcome to the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast presented by Boss Girl Creative. This is episode number 485. Today I am talking about how to refine your Pinterest strategy. Now let's dive in. Hey, I'm Taylor Bradford, host of the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast presented by Boss Girl Creative. I help small business owners turn their purpose into a paycheck, and it starts with visibility. In the online world, visibility equates to sales. So if you're dreaming of being the next $1 million entrepreneur, you've come to the right place because weekly I share visibility tips, brand advice, and business resources. So grab a notebook, your favorite pen, and a beverage, and let's do the work. Hey, welcome to this episode. I'm your host, Taylor Bradford. Thank you so much for tuning in, pressing play. We are going to be talking about refining our Pinterest strategy and how to make Pinterest work for us. I feel like this platform is a platform that used to get used a lot by bloggers and influencers. And now with the shift into short form video content, I feel like Pinterest isn't being used, but I have a surprising statistic for you. Pinterest currently, according to their website, has 522 million active monthly users on their platform, and Gen Z is their fastest growing audience. So if you are not taking advantage of Pinterest, this episode is for you. Before we get into it, let's find out what's been going on in the land of social media. Social media headline number one, Meta has published its latest Responsible Business Practices report, which covers a broad range of elements, including its development of AI, its view towards the metaverse, the company's environmental impact, diversity of suppliers, connectivity, teen protection advances, and much more. Through the main focus of the 144-page report is the introduction of AI and Meta's efforts to facilitate wide-reaching access to AI tools. I will link the report for you. Go to bossgirlcreative.com/meta to gain access to that 144-page report. Social media headline number two, TikTok expands subscriptions to non-live creators. Now more creators will be able to build a paying audience within the app. Social media headline number three, X officially lists Texas as its new home base. The end of an era at the company. And finally, LinkedIn adds AI training opt-out option for your profile. Now you have more control over your personal data. And that wraps up this week's social media headlines. Today's episode is brought to us by my CRM, which happens to be Dubsado, which if you are looking to take back time in your life and you need a way to manage your clients with one app, Dubsado is going to be that app. I have used Dubsado for over 5 years to help me manage Sugar Creek and also some aspects of Boss Girl Creative for scheduling one-to-one consultations and coaching sessions. So Dubsado has been my go-to, the thing that helps me get my contracts signed, schedule consultations, schedule warehouse visits. It helps me keep a visual on my actual booked calendar. It helps me stay on track with workflows. Like if I have certain emails that need to go out at a certain time, I can do all of that through Dubsado, which is amazing. It's also how I collect money. I can invoice through Dubsado. I have it linked to my Square account, and my clients can pay using my invoice through Dubsado, which is amazing. Listeners of my show receive 20% off their first month or their first year of service. Go to bossgirlcreative.com/Dubsado to check it out. Okay, so let's talk about refining your Pinterest strategy. When I started doing research for Pinterest, because I do really feel like with the shift of content creation, like the direction content creation has turned via short form video, I feel like Pinterest has just kind of gotten lost in the mix. And Pinterest is not and hasn't been meant to be a social platform, even though it gets lumped into the social media sharing links. Like people just think Pinterest is a social media, and it's not social. Like I remember when Pinterest tried to become social and created communities, but it failed because that's ultimately not what Pinterest is. Pinterest is a visual search engine. That is its bread and butter. And you need to like get into the mindset of thinking of it like Google and keywords and SEO. So Pinterest is a search platform. It's not a social platform, and it can increase traffic to your website, to your offers, to your social media if that's where you want to drive traffic to. It can get your work in front of the right people because of who is using their platform. So the entire goal of marketing, like just in general, the entire goal of marketing is conversions, whether that is converting into adding a subscriber to your email list or converting into a paying client. Like the whole purpose of having a marketing plan is conversions. And Pinterest can be a huge referral source for your business and could potentially rival Google. So I've heard of people having stronger search, like referral traffic from Pinterest than Google. So I personally, for Sugar Creek number one search is Google. That's the platform where I'm getting my referrals out of. But for Sugar Creek, Pinterest comes in number two because we pin everything to Pinterest. I have booked clients because they found me on Pinterest, which is crazy that I could get booked business for a wedding-based business. Actually, it was a corporate client. For a corporate client who was hunting to create a vision board for their brand and found me in the market they were doing that in. So Pinterest can be so incredibly powerful to drive traffic to you and convert for you. Like I said at the top of the show, Pinterest has 522 million active monthly users. That is crazy that people are there to search. They are there to be inspired. They are there to do research on things. Like right now, I am heavily using Pinterest to help guide me through my house building process and like what I want my living room to look like and what I want my kitchen to look like. Like I am heavily pinning on Pinterest right now to collect ideas, to get inspiration, to see what people have already done, to see if that is the thing I want to also do for my own house build. So the 522 million active monthly users don't skip out on those humans. Gen Z is their fastest growing audience, making up about 42% of those 522 million active monthly users. It is their fastest growing audience. They are searching and saving more than other generations previous to them, and they are shopping through Pinterest. When I am scrolling Pinterest as of late, the ads are a little like offensive because of how many there are, but that is because 42% of their user base is shopping through Pinterest. So their main user base, the Gen Zs, they are using Pinterest to find information about products and brands, but I do want you to know that 96% of the top searches happening on Pinterest are unbranded, meaning they are searching sweaters for fall. They are searching cardigans that are cozy. Like they are not using like a brand's name, like Abercrombie sweaters. They're not doing that. So the fact that 96% are literally focused on long tail keywords within Pinterest means you have a fighting chance up against big brands especially in the Gen Z population, because they are searching unbranded. 96% of top searches are unbranded, showing that penners are open to new ideas. And this means you have to focus on your keyword strategy when creating pens for Pinterest. So if you have been listening to the show over the last few weeks, you have heard me pushing my content planning template that also walks you through how to figure out what people are currently searching for to help you create that content plan and use the template to help you stay on track with your content planning. You can do this same strategy through Pinterest, like what you find and what you learn through your Google search results, you can also use over on Pinterest to see how it weights over on the visual search engine platform. So if you need that template is totally free. So if you want the template, go to bossgirlcreative.com/content plan, and it will take you to that template. And you can utilize this same process over on Pinterest. So use the same keywords you use to discover that content you need to create into your plan and see what surfaces over on Pinterest, because the goal over on Pinterest is to get the most relevant results for the term you are searching, which is most likely going to be a long tail keyword. So cozy sweaters for a Texas fall would be considered a long tail keyword, and you could go populate that over on Pinterest to see what you get. And if you're paying attention with how Pinterest functions, it will also recommend additional searches beyond your first word or your first grouping of words, and that will allow you to get to the end of Pinterest, which I've talked about in the past. You want to get to the end of Pinterest when you're doing your searching to see what is the most relevant thing using all of those words together. And that will allow you to see how much competition you have that Pinterest is providing you. So the goal is more relevant results and less competition, and then you inserting yourself in there because you have a greater chance at going quote unquote viral by doing this method. So remember, because Pinterest is a visual search engine, you've got to optimize for the visual search, which means your photos and your graphics, the quality of them matters. So the optimal size for Pinterest right now is 735 by 1102. So 1102, these are pixels. The taller your image is, the more space it will take up. But at minimum, 735 is your key number, but the most optimal size right now is 735 by 1102. So videos, if you're going to put a video, which you can totally do videos, you can do idea pins that are videos. Videos should be vertical. They should be in portrait mode. And then the other big thing that you want to think about with Pinterest, along the lines of your keyword research, is your descriptions and your pin titles. They matter a lot. What I encourage you to do is go find your favorite brands on Pinterest and look at their strategy. Heck, go find your competitors on Pinterest and see what they are doing in their strategy as well. Gen Zers and everyone else on the Pinterest platform, their purpose is to browse, collect, discover, and save, and then take action. That is what Pinterest is for. So here are some actionable items for you to get going with refining your Pinterest strategy. I want you to consider, especially if you're no longer blogging, although I do think that this is a huge opportunity for you to start blogging again. So I'm going to nudge you towards revamping your blog because it is very useful through Pinterest. You could grow crazy fast on Pinterest if you do all of these strategies the right way. But use Pinterest to grow your email list. Use Pinterest to grow your YouTube channel. Use Pinterest to grow your podcast. Use Pinterest to do the things that you want to drive traffic for and convert. So if you're using it to grow your email list, I want you to create graphics to get people to your opt-ins. If you're using it to grow your YouTube channel, I want you to create graphics that lead them to that particular video. You can do this on Instagram. You can grow your Instagram from Pinterest. Like, create visual graphics that make sense for your brand, that direct them to where you want them to go. Think about the questions that people are searching for answers for, and that's how you go about creating graphics that will help you answer those questions, going back to the content plan, help you answer those questions in a visual way that drives traffic and gives you the conversions you're looking for. So like I keep saying, it's not just about generating traffic. Traffic is great. Traffic helps you grow, but it is about generating leads based on the goal. And that's important. And then finally, something to take action on is to use some kind of Pinterest scheduler, which creates an automation for you. And we all know that we're here to work less and live more life. And Pinterest is no different. You can automate your Pinterest so it is working for you, but you want to make sure you're using an API-approved Pinterest partner when you are using a scheduler. So some of those are going to be Later, Planoly, Buffer, Hootsuite. Pinterest also has a native scheduler within their own platform, which you could use, but it's a little wonky. You could also use Sprinkler, Sprout Social, Storyflash, and SWAT.io, but the main ones that are probably going to be the most user-friendly for automating your Pinterest marketing activities are going to be Later, Planoly, Buffer, and Hootsuite. And all of those are approved Pinterest partners, which means you won't get banned in Pinterest, which would be terrible. They have done what Pinterest wants them to do. They are API Pinterest friendly, and so you can use their tools to automate Pinterest for you, which means Pinterest is going to be working for you while you sleep or do other tasks, which is the whole goal for all of this, is to get more automations in so that you are working less and living more life. So to recap, this is how you refine your Pinterest strategy. What I'm basically saying and nudging you to do, and even maybe challenging you to do, is to have a Pinterest strategy, to revamp what you used to do on Pinterest, or if you've never done it on Pinterest, I want you to start on Pinterest. Like, go get a profile if you don't have one. Be very specific in what your username is going to be and make an SEO friendly profile. And then be very strategic about the boards that you want to be pinning your content to, or, driving traffic to your business. The part about Pinterest, if you want to use it personally, either have a personal Pinterest that is not business focused, or have secret boards on your business Pinterest that you can utilize personally without it actually affecting your business Pinterest account. So there are ways that you can use Pinterest personally for yourself, either through secret boards that you pin to, or just use a personal Pinterest and just stay out of your business Pinterest because you don't want to confuse anything. You don't want to do any confusions. So use Pinterest. Use it to not only drive traffic, but to drive leads. Utilize the content plan strategy that I've taught you through going to bossgirlcreative.com/content plan to get the template, but also to get access to how to use that template and how to best figure out what people are asking, what they're searching for. Use those same search terms on Pinterest. Do more research so that you have an idea on how to create content that will work on Pinterest, that will potentially help you go viral, which is really hard to do on other platforms these days. And then again, finally, don't think about Pinterest as being social. Think about it like Google and being a search engine, and you will be a million steps further ahead in the game. So I hope that inspires you or re-inspires you to start using Pinterest again for your business. you can get booked business from Pinterest. You have to be strategic about it. You definitely have to pay attention to your graphics because graphics matter, but don't leave the sleeping giant alone. Go utilize Pinterest, refine your strategy, and make sure you're showing up there. And instead of adding more things to your plate, just use a scheduler so that it's giving you more time back. But Pinterest is working for you when you're doing other things or when you're sleeping. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Again, if you are wanting to take back more time and you need a way to manage your clients, manage your contracts, manage your invoices, think about Dubsado. Grab that opportunity. Go to bossgirlcreative.com/Dubsado to take advantage. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Hey, real quick before I go, I wanted to pop back in and say again, thank you so much for listening to this latest episode of the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast. I would so love a favor from you right now. Would you please share this episode with a friend or share it to your social media and tag me at Boss Girl Creative? Oh my gosh, that would mean so much to me if you did that right now. Okay, I'll see you next week with a brand new episode.